hear the word code, I think back to a time at school of whispering secret made-up words to my friends, but in 2019, I would be severely out of touch. So today, we are chatting to Hayley Markham from Code Camp, where they teach kids as young as 5 to make apps, create new programs, and it's all at a school holiday camp. School holiday camps are not what they used to be. Hayley, welcome to Mums at the Table.
Thank you.
I'm really glad you're here because you can help explain a few things to me, because when I hear the word code and computers, it sort of frazzles my brain a bit. So can you give us a brief outline of what coding is?
Yes, I sure can. So coding is simply talking to a computer in a language it understands. So that's it. Super simple, speaking to a computer and it can understand what you say.
A language it understands, but not me.
But you will.
Sounds about right. Okay, so you're talking that you are teaching kids to code from as young as 5. We're getting messages elsewhere that kids should be outside playing. Why should they be coding from such a young age?
Look, I think that they should definitely be outside playing as well. That's 100%. But it's just a great way to introduce them kind of in a really soft setting on the future that's going to kind of be in their life. Technology is everywhere, and like any type of new skill, an instrument or learning French or Italian, the younger you start to learn those concepts and the basics, the easier it is for you, and it's really fun. So we don't do anything that's kind of stressful for a child. It's simply let's sit down and let's play some games and learn some logic, and you don't really even know you're learning, and you can take that and you can maybe go out and tell your parents about what you've been up to. But I think the really cool thing is that we're teaching kids to be creators and not just consumers, and that's really important.
I love this idea of teaching kids to be creators and not consumers. When you said that, I say that to my son all the time. He's only 2.5, but I'm like, all right, let's turn the TV off. Let's see what you can make, because I'm all about, that whole idea of being creative. But not a lot of people maybe think about coding as this creative thing, because it just seems like a bunch of, digits on a screen. Can you just break it down for people how that can be?
So I like to explain it as a digital art class. So you might go to art every week and do a painting, and you could go back week after week and you'd come out with a different painting. You'd get better, hopefully, at your painting. And that's kind of the same with coding. So you start off and you get to, so say at Code Camp, you're building a game and you design your levels, your characters, who's your hero going to be, what's the message and the story of your game, how many levels are you going to have, and then you're going to code it all up. So you've literally kind of been a director, a producer, a writer, a designer, and then a coder,
That sounds a lot like problem solving to me.
Yeah, absolutely, it is. It's problem solving at its core. You get a big problem and you break it down into small problems and you solve them one at a time, and that's 100% a life skill that you need, growing up.
It is, and that's the positive of it. Do your kids leave having made apps? What are some of the apps that they've made?
Look, so at Code Camp, the kids who come, the 7 to 12-year-olds, they make an app, and it is in the form of a game. So they've designed and created their own kind of game. So it looks like a video game. And we also have websites that they can build. So I can give you some examples of the cool websites that have just actually been made these holidays. One girl has been doing a project on a Mozambique school with her school class. So she's now created a website that is going to help raise funds for that school.
Oh, wow.
So and, she's 9, so she had that mission before she came that she wanted to do that. We had a little girl called Sarah who made a beach safety app, so that got a lot of coverage, and it was basically teaching people where to swim when they go to the beach and how to stay safe at the beach.
Wow. So those two things sound absolutely amazing. We're living in this digital age. How important is it for kids to be able to code?
Look, I think it's important. I don't think everyone should go and be a developer in their future, but what I think is that you're going to have to deal with a developer in kind of any area that you kind of choose to work in the future, because that's part of where we're at now. So it's just good to know what they're up to and how to communicate with those people so you can get the best out of them for your role.
Yeah. I was looking at your website and I was both concerned and intrigued about one of your classes called web hacking.
Oh, yes. Web
Oh, you have to be able to do that.
I know.
Is ASIO involved here?
That's just simply, that's where that girl made that awesome website. It's just simply learning how to build a website.
Oh, okay.
And actually doing the, the coding behind it, not just kind of dumping one in and doing the design. So they're actually coding.
So we know now that coding's part of the school curriculum from primary school upwards. It's become a big thing in high schools and tertiary education. Where's it going?
Oh, look. I think this is the thing. Who knows how big it can get? But what we do know is that of the kids who are starting primary school, next week or weeks after, 65% of those kids will be doing a job in the future that doesn't even exist now. So. The sky's the limit. Yeah,
well, we've been talking a little bit about women today, and I know there's been a big push for STEM and all those subjects with science, engineering. What's the take-up of girls versus boys to the code camp?
Yeah, so in Code Camp, we did start off with only 30% girls, and we've really pushed to get that up to 40%. We are absolutely aiming for 50-50. Girls love it. It's kind of more of I think the problem is that parents don't recognise that this might be something their daughter's going to enjoy.
Right.
And girls haven't come to their parents and asked to do it, and it's a bit of a case of you can't be what you can't see, I think. So it just hasn't kind of dropped on the radar yet for them. But we're definitely really pushing that, and 60% of our staff are female.
That's fantastic. Well, you've actually got a discount for our viewers. So Hayley is generously offering that discount to our viewers today. You can get 10% off the next Code Camp school holiday program. That's around Easter. So this is going to be about $35 off the cost of a 3-day camp. So all you need to do is type in at the table at the checkout to receive your discount. So that's lovely. So is it going only through holidays? Is that the only time you do it?
Yeah, so we do school holiday programs 2, 3, 4 days, or after school programs, and we do go to schools as well and run their curriculum for them if they need our help.
That's fantastic. Well, I guess you can only learn great things when you get out of your comfort zone, can't you? So thank you so much for joining us, Hayley, today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And ladies, it is always a pleasure, never a chore. We've got more great topics coming up next week, so catch us here on Mums at the Table.